Welcome to Boardroom and Bonnets with Tamika Shanae and my co-hosts Destiny Brown and Miss B, where ambition meets authenticity. From corporate life and entrepreneurship to motherhood, healing, and real-life conversations, this is your space to grow, laugh, learn, and keep it real. So grab your coffee or your bonnet and let's get into it.
Quick story to start. A few years ago, I was juggling two roles, leading a busy team at work and running the household like it was a second business. I felt like the only person who could do anything right. Then I hired two part-time supports, a virtual assistant for my calendar and an experienced household manager for weekend logistics, and I reclaimed almost 2 hours every weekday. 2 hours that became my morning workout, an uninterrupted email hour, and real time with my kids. So I have to ask, what would you do with 2 hours back in your day?
We love that question. Today, we promise 3 practical things. 1, a framework to decide what to delegate. 2, concrete hiring steps so you interview like a CEO. And 3, simple onboarding and pay rules so things run without stress.
And I'll add, we'll help you protect the heart of it, the relationships and values you don't want to outsource. Strategy plus boundaries equals sustainable support.
All right, point 1. What to delegate. We like a simple categorization. Replace, reduce, teach, automate. Start by listing your daily and weekly tasks and put each into one of those buckets. Replace means hire someone to take it fully. Think laundry, scheduling, bookkeeping. Reduce means shrink the frequency. Meal kits instead of cooking every night. Teach means invest time to train someone in the household or a team member so the task becomes theirs. Automate means use tools that remove the manual work, billing, reminders, recurring grocery orders. This helps you prioritize where hiring actually moves the needle.
From a mom perspective, here's what I teach people to audit first. Childcare touchpoints, evening routines, birthday planning, and urgent but not important tasks like scheduling appointments. Those are usually energy drains. Hire for the touchpoints that keep your family stable so you can be present when it matters most. Also, don't forget emotional triage. Bedtimes, medication, and anything that impacts safety stay with you until trust is established.
From the CEO lens, delegate any task that someone else can do at 80% of your quality so you can focus on the 20% that requires your unique skills. Example, invoice approvals can be delegated to a trusted operations manager with checkpoints. That 80-20 clarity keeps your attention where it grows revenue or culture.
A quick checklist to decide. 1, does this task move me toward my highest priorities? 2, does it require my unique skills? 3, could someone else do it reliably for less time or stress? If 2 answers are no, it's a delegation candidate. Start small. 1 recurring task this week. That momentum matters.
Point 2, hiring like a CEO. First, craft a job brief that defines outcomes, not just tasks. Say, this role ensures our family's calendar runs smoothly and that providers are coordinated, instead of listing every single chore. Use outcome language to attract people who think ahead. Recruit where the role lives. Care platforms for nannies, VA marketplaces for admins, local community boards for household managers.
Interviewing tips open with culture and values. Ask, what kind of household or professional culture do you thrive in? Then use situational questions. Tell me about a time you handled a scheduling emergency. Look for ownership language, consistency, and follow-through. And always check references with specific questions. What did they rely on this person for? Any patterns to watch for?
Red flags, consistently evasive answers, fear of hard boundaries, or a pattern of very short tenures without clear reasons. Those can be deal breakers. But remember, context matters. A short tenure might be due to life changes, not poor performance. Ask follow-ups and weigh honesty and growth over perfection.
A practical script for the first interview. Start with values, share a day in the life, ask 2 situational questions, then ask about logistics, availability, pay expectations, and trial period comfort. End by asking them what they need to succeed. It flips the power into partnership.
Point 3. onboarding, boundaries, and money. Onboarding is 8 parts clarity, 2 parts kindness. Create a 30-day onboarding checklist, keys and access, emergency contacts, preferred vendors, communication cadence, and quick wins to build confidence. Establish a weekly check-in for the first month, then move to monthly. Short expectations up front save so much friction later.
Pay and trial periods. Be transparent. Offer a paid trial, 1 to 2 weeks, for the role, so both sides can evaluate fit. For budgets, benchmark locally and in your industry, but think of pay as investment in capacity and mental bandwidth. There are scalable options: hourly help for entry-level needs, retainer rates for ongoing VA support, and salaried positions for household managers. And always clarify taxes and employment status. Consult a professional if you're unsure.
Boundaries matter. Be explicit about privacy, social media, and what stays in the household. Create rituals, morning handoff notes, a shared calendar, and a preferred communication channel for urgent versus non-urgent items. These rituals make support feel like partnership, not outsourcing.
Let's do rapid-fire key takeaways. 3 tools, 3 interview questions, and 2 money rules. Tools: a shared calendar app with color codes, a simple onboarding doc template, and a payroll or contractor service to manage payments and tax compliance. Interview questions: describe a time you improved a system. How do you prefer feedback? What would your first 30 days look like? Money rules: pay fairly for reliability and start with a paid trial.
My quick anecdote: I once skimped on the initial onboarding and ended up double training someone. Lesson: invest extra time up front. You'll get your time back tenfold.
And my note: build a simple feedback loop. A short weekly note of wins and blockers keeps trust high and problems small.
Before we close, remember the emotional barriers: guilt, control, trust. Reframe outsourcing as stewardship. You're arranging resources so the people and projects that matter most get your best. Start with 1 small hire or 1 task to delegate this week. Maybe the calendar, maybe meal planning. Small experiments reduce risk and build confidence.
If you want our templates, an onboarding checklist, a job brief starter, and 3 interview questions, subscribe and we'll drop them in the show notes next week. We're making it easy to start.
Thanks for tuning in to Boardroom and Bonnets. Be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with another powerhouse woman. Until next time, stay ambitious, stay authentic, and don't forget the bonnet. Polished in the boardroom, protected in the bonnet.